right straight to the questions. Your name of your publication, and the question. I'm not seeing a roving mic anywhere. Java somewhere there. If you can pass it through to Mark. Thank you. Go for it, Mark.
Coach, can I ask you two quick questions? What will your priorities be now in this international break? What will you be working on in terms of sharpening up the side and just generally the potential of the young players in your team? There seem to be some really talented youngsters who've given us.
Yeah, we're just going to have to, obviously it's been quite a tight schedule. Even though we had a break this week, but I mean, we'll just try and keep working with one or two to get fitter. But yeah, just trying to, just keep working. I mean, there's not much you can really do. It is quite a long break now, which is disappointing for us because I prefer to play. But yeah, it is what it is, and we'll just keep working.
Thank you, Coach.
Sorry, and the youngsters?
Yeah, we got a good crop there, but I mean, also they need a little bit of time, they weren't as good as they could have been tonight, but they've been good for us so far. We'll just got to keep working with them. That's all we can do.
Go for it.
Coach, Lorenzo from the Ski Times. Grant, Mahman and Tapelo Maseko has been very instrumental for you at the start of the season. Are you surprised that they've kind of been overlooked with the national team setup where Coach says he's looking for youth? And secondly, seemed very disappointed. Do you think you guys deserve more out of this game?
Oh, absolutely, we deserve more. The first half, you saw the first half. Thought it could have been anything there, and then we gave them a goal right in half time, and the second goal was a real poor mistake from our side. But yeah, I thought we deserved more out of the game. Certainly didn't deserve to lose the game. But that doesn't really mean anything because the most important thing in football is that points and played.
And the first question?
Maseko and Magama.
Oh, the first question? No, I don't. Yeah, I mean, it all depends how you want to play. I think you've got to have a way of playing first before you pick players. So I can't really comment on that.
And you go for it.
Joseph from Sports. Coach, hard luck on the result, but one would say from what we saw, you could have easily been 4-0 up at the beginning of the game, at the end of first half rather. But what went wrong? And looking at Kabuza, coach, he has not been getting starting best in the matches, but you brought him in later. What's the thought behind that?
Your first question, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, we just a simple ball or a cutback or something was on every single time, but that's football for you. That's why you don't win games, because it would have made it so much easier. And then you give them a lifeline because they were buried, they were gone. They were nowhere, and that's when they end up winning the game. So you got to congratulate them once they got a lifeline and they came back in. And obviously the penalty was a penalty, but it was from a goal kick that was knee height, which obviously hurt us. Yeah.
Thank you. Let's go for it.
Okay. Coach Velile here. This result comes at the back of a good run that you've had. You've not started well, but then you picked up from there. As we head to this commercial break, how can you reflect on the stats so far?
Well, I mean, everybody will say the same story. I mean, we should have had more points. There's no doubt about it. We've played well the games we've lost, and we didn't play so well the games we won. So, that's football. If you understand football, you'll know that. But we've played really well the games we've lost, and we didn't get some points. We should have got points, but that's football.
Mike is moving to Mark. Okay.
You talk about being in a big, having the potential to be in a good position at half time, but what was your summation of the second half? You didn't look.
The second half was a bit scrappy, and obviously they wanted, it suits them to make it like that, because now the game goes a little bit open, and for them that's that they want that. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that. So, and we couldn't get hold of the ball. We weren't. Midfield was a problem for us, but we didn't get hold of the ball enough. We kept miscontrolling it, and and obviously the turnovers and they play on turnovers. That's how they play.
I'm looking for hands. I see one hand there, and I'm going to ask Jago to call the next coach in the meantime.
Coach, you have very few senior players in the team. How far do you think this team will go, looking at the youthful squad that you have?
Well, we've got a team that needs a few windows. I mean, and you need to work it and like you can tell me anything about. It's not about coaching football. It's about windows. That's what football's all about. And then you can do things. So, we need another window. That's for sure. To try and trade. We've got 2 in now, which will help us tremendously. But yeah, that's how. If you can't do that, then you got to try and get in a few here and there. So, but the squad that I've got, I'm happy with. Young ones, we've got a very good young group, and they'll go far. But sometimes you need a little bit more time, And with the time you can produce and you will do better. I mean, I don't have to tell you, when I was here, how many young players you produce here. So you've got to think about it.
Thank you. Lawrence, and then we coach you.
Coach, just on those 2 players that you're mentioning now, Glovo and Shilongo, I believe you're referring to. How far are they from their fitness levels? Because obviously they haven't played a lot of football in the last year.
Well, when you get in players last minute, it's going to happen, isn't it? You go anywhere in the world now, you get a player now, he's not going to be in any condition because of the situation. So we've got to try and get him fitter. I didn't really want to play him tonight, but I stuck him in because we are short in there. We're playing a fullback in there sometimes. So yeah, it is what it is, but it's fine. We'll be okay. We'll be okay.
Thank you, Coach. We're going to take the last 2 questions. I saw a hand this side. This side.
Coach, you went back to Ricardo Goss and his, between the goalkeepers that you have, the 2 goalkeepers that you have, Chikova and Goss, what is it that puts you to say, okay, I'm going to go with Goss against Chiefs and Chikova against other games? What's the difference between the 2 keepers? Because they look quality, both of them. How much is the headache there for you?
Well, I mean, when you, how long you got?
Or not.
When you got a situation that we had with a keeper that I gave his debut to, and obviously gets sold, then then everything's happening. So you've got keepers that haven't played, which is always a problem. But Goss obviously I think suited this type of game because of the way they play. Because they're not really they run on behind the ball, and obviously you need to sweep a type of keeper. So that's the reason why I played, in a nutshell.
That's not long enough.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Really, eh?
Yes. Coach, you say you need some few windows. The window is closing next week. Is there maybe just one, maybe an extra long deal?
No, there won't be anything more now. No, not now. Mm-mm.
Budget is just...
Budget?
Emmanuel, not unless you indicate the coach is ready, we'll allow the closing question from...
Just to follow up on the window thing, does that mean that you've got stuff lined up in your head for the next one? And can you elaborate?
Well, I've always worked like that, Mark. All the years, we always work a year in advance. Obviously, you can't do that everywhere you work. But I've always tried to work like that, and because that sustains a football club. You can't, you can't let a team get old together, and that's important. And you can't let positions get old, because you always need to be refreshing. I always say you need to get you're a better player than your best player. You always got to be looking for that, and that's my motto. And I've always worked like that, but you'll continue to do that. Just got to keep going,
Coach Hunt, closing remarks. Anything that you want to share with members of the media?
No.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.